Hey guys, I know you've been waiting for a pole conditioning video for a while. So this video is pole conditioning for beginners. If you're struggling with your inverse shoulder mounts and handsprings, different grip handsprings, then this video is just for you. We're gonna do lots of exercises that will help you build up strength, develop technique, and overall have a great workout. So you might need a little warm-up before you start doing these exercises, so follow up my video here. I have a quick warm-up at the start of this video, so you can do it before we start doing this workout. So, okay, I hope you're going to enjoy this, and let's get started. Let's start with the first exercise. We lie on the floor, we grab the pole, you can grab it in your cup grip, and we're going to do straddle. So, when you lower down your feet, your lower back should be into the floor. Now, how do you engage your core properly? Now, you lie on the floor, you exhale all the air you have in your tummy, so it's flat, and then you put your fingers right here where your hip bones, and you inhale a little bit and engage. Keep that engaged position and keep your lower back stick into the floor. Now we grab the pole, exhale, engage with a little inhale, and we lift. Here you exhale. You don't have to touch the floor with your feet, with your lower back in the floor, and lower as low as you can, keeping that lower back into the floor. And open up, exhale. And lower down. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So you can do more sets of this exercise. We're going to move forward. Next exercise is split grip. So I like to teach my beginners this grip on the floor. So I take my split grip. Now when you take your lower hand, keep in mind you have to put your finger right here on the pole and check if your hand joint here is straight. So it's not like shifted to the one side or the other. The upper arm is pulling and the lower one is pushing. So you have to really try to engage this grip. Push and pull. Push and pull, okay? So I'm going to start with the right hand up and the left hand down. My knees are underneath my hips and I engage my core by tucking in my pelvis here. I tucked, so my glutes are engaged as well. I keep my feet onto the here on, and I push and pull and lift. Now here, avoid sticking out and bending your lower back. Okay, keep engaged and keep your line. Push and pull, lower down. Push and pull, lower down. Push and pull, lower down, core is engaged all the time. Now, the second thing you have to watch out from by keeping your feet like this. You have to keep your feet straight so you can train your pointed toes as well. So it's a good exercise. I'm going to switch hands. So check out if your feet are straight and parallel, not pointing inward. And I push and pull. And if you can, if you want, you can lift up and lower down. Push and pull and lower down. You can change, lower down. If it's too hard, this is enough. Keep in mind, if you're a beginner, don't rush things. Try to do them properly, slowly. You will get there. So, no pressure. Push and pull, lower down, push and pull, lower down, 2 more, and lower down. So I hope you did both sides equally. So we're moving on to our shoulder mount grip. So beginners, I suggest you start your shoulder mount onto the floor like this, seated position. I put my paw into my shoulder. Try to put it more on your back, here, not here on your key bone. Be aware not to hurt your key bone here. So my back, my upper shoulder here is into the floor. If my left shoulder is into the pole, I put my left hand lower and the other one, the outside hand, higher in my cup grip. Before I start to do anything, I close my elbows and I imagine that I'm trying to throw the pole away, like really, really engaging and controlling this grip here. Now you engage your core and we lift up and we lower down. Lift up and we lower down. So you can try to make this a little bit harder. Lift up, 1 and the other. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And of course we have to switch. Seated position, falls into my shoulder here. Engage, close, lift up, and 1, lower down, 2, keep your breathing, exhale here, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you might want to stretch your hands a little bit after this exercise. You can stretch a little bit. Switch. So what do you do when this part of your hands is getting really loaded and you cannot do anything anymore? So you have to massage it a little bit to continue your workout. I like to do this part, which is usually the muscle here. Yeah, you do not massage your joint. Put your opposite knee onto the part where your muscle is, and with a circle movement, we massage the spot a little bit. Of course, we're changing the direction, and we switch. So when you can stretch after, one and the other, and I think you're good to go on our next exercise. The next one will be also for your grip. You're standing with your side, like in your spin grip, and we're pulling with the upper arm and pushing away with the outside one here. You can try to do from full feet to your toes, like this. Just a couple of times each side to get ready for our next exercise. You switch. If you can, you lift up in a little jump. Just keep your hands straight. Work with your upper back, not with your hands, okay? Push and pull. Push and pull. Okay, we did this. Now we're going to our next one. Retro split conditioning. So here You have to be aware if you can straighten your back to a point where you put your foot. So if your back here is not straight, you have to put your foot lower to straighten your back. I like to put my middle foot into the pole so I feel more stable that way. You can put it like this if you feel okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter in this exercise. So if I'm putting my left foot into the pole, my left arm is closer to my foot, so it's lower than the other one. Before you extend, you start lifting your other foot from the floor and extend. Now here you don't have to go into your full split. Usually beginners do not have a split. So here the most important part is just to straighten this one and try to straighten the other one. You don't have to be into the split. And while you will be in this position, you will learn to hold it like this. You pull with your upper back, you extend. Pull and release. Pull and release. So you're working with your upper back here. You're not pulling with your hands, you're pulling with your upper back, just like here in this exercise, just like here in this exercise in split grip. The same is happening in your Reiko split. Now we can switch. Extend your arms, extend your legs, keep your hands straight, and breathe. So you might feel a good stretch here in your hams, in your calf, maybe even here. That's good. So just beware, do not overstretch it. You try to understand if you're still in your comfort zone. If it's too much, you put your feet lower down. Now, total beginner exercise in this one, to get ready for your regular split, I like to give when you put your foot here onto the floor and you extend here. So both legs are extended. You can keep the other one onto the floor or you can lift it up as you wish. And you do the same here. Working with your back. Core is engaged always. So is your glutes, okay? Now we switch. Hand switch as well. If you can, you lift up. If no, you keep the foot into the floor. And you push and pull. Pull, release, pull, release. So this is a lot easier than the exercise onto the pole, so you can do the easy version as well. Next exercise will get your heart rate up. So we're going to start gradually. So first thing, you have to learn to do the pole swing here. To understand this movement, you have to start with your chest and then with your tummy. You do not go to the pole here, otherwise it's going to hurt a lot. So to do that, you just grip the pole high and you swing and you swing. I stand here to put my chest to the pole first and then my tummy, like this. You can switch hands. So if you noticed, my lower arm is bent a little bit. Keep it that way, otherwise you will fall into your shoulders. Keep control. The upper one is engaged as always, shoulder is engaged. So we swing away, we swing away. So if you manage this one, we can try to move on. Now we're going to do this with a little jump here and land. Switch hands, jump and land. So I'm trying to touch the pole with my chest first. It's really, really important not to hurt this part, okay? So, if you manage to do it with a little jump, now you have to think about the landing. So when you land, you do not land on your straight feet. Beginners usually have problems with this if you haven't done any kind of sport before. You don't know how to keep that amortization, how to land correctly by not hurting your back, your knees and your ankles. So to do that, think about landing first, you have to do a couple of squats. You do a couple of squats. Try to keep your squat technique correct. So, when you land, you try to do the squat right away. Do a little jump and go into the squat. A little jump and you're going to the squat. So I'm not jumping and then squatting. I'm trying to go right away into my squat to make my landing soft and comfortable. So if your landing is quiet, you're doing it correct. If you're landing like this, something's wrong with your technique. Now let's try to connect. You jump, you swing, and then you land with a squat. So we jump, swing, squat, extend. So if you want your glutes to work more, you squat deeper, okay? And if you squat deeper, actually it's quite good because if you're going to have a higher jump, then it's easier to squat deeper to control your landing, okay? Now we jump, swing, and squat, jump, swing, and squat. So how to do the swing more powerful? When your legs are going in front of the pole, you're pushing away from your abs, from your tummy. So chest, tummy, legs, push away. And the greater is the pushing, the further away from the pole you're going to jump. So you can start from here. Try to do a little bit of a challenge here. When you jump up, to make your jump higher, you have to go deeper in your squat as well. So from high jump, you land into a deep squat. To jump higher, you start from a deeper squat. So from here, I cannot jump as high as I want to. I go deeper and now I jump and I land. This is really important for beginners. Your landing goes here on this part of your foot first. Then, only then you touch the heel. Do not do the heel first. So these are just a quick way through, so I hope you're going to understand the technique. If not, squat jumps, simple squat jumps. Trying to understand if you feel comfortable with your squat and jump. If not, do not do this exercise. You may injure yourself. So we're going to try to do it a little bit more harder. If we do a jump from a deep squat, we jump off to a deep squat, and then we go into a plank position. And if you're strong enough or you want to challenge yourself more, we do a push-up. So it's kind of a pull burpees. So we go into deep squat, jump, swing, deep squat, plank. Hold your plank. I have a video about plank technique. You check it out if you're not sure if your plank is in order. Now we push up, squat, jump, squat, plank, push up, squat, jump. Think about those pointed toes as well. Breathe in, jump, push up. When you're pushing up, don't look down. Keep your neck neutral. So, I always like to do this more sets than one. Try to understand which is how many repetitions can you do, and repeat it 3 or 4 sets. It's a really great warm-up exercise No matter, are you going to spin pole, are you going to dance, or you're going to do a static pole. This is really good exercise. I really think it's important to do plyometrics as well in your warm-up. You can include in your warm-up, you don't have to have a separate workout for that. You just do a couple of exercises with plyometrics, and it will help you to develop more power in your pole dancing journey, because we need plyometrics when we do spins, when we do jumps, when we do landings. We need it. So it's really important that you start doing it step by step, gradually, no pressure. So again, few more times. Squat deep, jump high, swing up, plank, push up. If the push up is too hard, don't do it. Squat, swing, up, push up, and squat. Good. Now in the next exercise, you might need something that will slide to the pole. This is a knee pad, it works quite well. You can take a sock or a blanket, whatever works for you. So, what is really important, what I like to do myself and give my beginners, is strengthening their sides, because we're going to need our sides, obliques, into our handsprings a lot. So I put my feet onto a knee pad, my hand goes into the floor, push away from your shoulder, and a cup grip. Your head goes behind the pole, like here. And I'm trying to put my upper hand into a 90-degree position, pushing away. Now here is really important that you do not go down with your ass, and that you push away from your hand, which is onto the floor. So we do a couple of times. Try to control the movement, control your side plank. Keep breathing. Good, now we switch side. Push away, cup grip, and pull, extend. So I don't have place here to extend, like this, okay? Pull and extend. Try to feel your upper arm is moving, working, engaging, and your lower position, lower arm, is in order. You're pushing yourself away from the pole. Good. Next one is going to be with a sliding object as well. This one is really good for your pelvis, for your core, and for your shoulders. So when you're in your plank position or in your downward dog position, you're pushing yourself away from the floor. So it's really important you do not fall in your shoulders here as well. You push yourself away. Keep your plank in order. Put your feet onto the sliding object, and we go into our plank. Now you touch with your head the pole, so you can feel well where the pole is, and you slide as close as you can, keeping your shoulders in order, keeping them strong, pushing yourself away from the floor. And now we slide back into our plank position. Slide and slide back to our plank. 2 more. And back to the plank. Good. Now I suggest you to watch my video about handstands. Remember, your fingers are working as well, you're not falling. Try not to feel the pressure too much on this part of your hand. If you feel the pressure and your joints start to hurt after a few repetitions, it means something is wrong with your technique. You can always adjust these kind of exercises. If you're feeling too weak to be on your straight hands, you can always go into your elbow position and do the same exercise just from here as well. So it doesn't matter, as long as you feel in control, that you're doing everything correct. In the next couple of exercises, you're going to need a resistance band. So I'm going to take a resistance band and put it onto the pole as high as I can reach. Now don't put it too high, like this. Now we're going to start a bit more serious conditioning. So how do we condition our shoulder mounts when we do not have a shoulder mount and we do not have enough strength to lift ourselves up? So I take the resistance band, I put one leg into the band like this, so I can feel it's lifting me up a little bit already. So I take my grip and I go lower here, so your torso is parallel to the floor. I take my grip, I tuck here, and I try to lift here. If you can do a little bit jump from the foot that is onto the floor and lower down. Jump and lower down. So this is quite fun because you're doing only the half of the exercise, but it can help you build up your technique and strength. Always do your both sides. Now we switch. I'm gonna go into my right. And right leg. Take your grip. Go lower. Jump. And lower down. Jump. And lower down. Two more. So if it's too hard, it means you need a thicker resistance band. So this is quite medium. It's not too difficult. Like, it's not helping me much. So if you feel like it's not helping you enough, just get a bigger resistance band and you will feel like you're doing almost nothing and still you're working on the element in full range. Another way how you can condition your shoulder mount is when you put the resistance band here onto your lower back. So I step inside to the band like this. And I'm trying to keep the band onto my back here, like I'm swinging here. Okay? And the same thing, but here you jump with your both and you tuck knees. And you lower down, always with control. Engage, jump, tuck, lower down. And lower down. Now this is a little bit easier than the previous one, so this may help as well. Next condition exercise will be for your handsprings, also with a resistance band. So first of all, before you start doing your handsprings, you have to make sure that you know how to push and pull and how to engage. So if you don't feel ready, do not even try to do handsprings because it's too fast for you. You do not know how to engage and you're trying to lift your butt up. All the pressure goes to your shoulders and that can cause injuries. So before you start your handsprings, make sure you can lift yourself up here and feel in control. Now we're going to start with our twisted grip because everyone loves twisted grip. So when you go into your handspring position here, I try to start here on my toes. So I put my shoulder line. Meitenes, lūdzu, klusāk. I'm here on my toes. I put my hand in my shoulder line, and then I take my twisted grip and I go low. And take the other one. So you do not take it here. The angle is quite wide. Your head should be here, where is the pole. So you're not putting your head behind or in front of the pole. Your head is in line of the pole. So I take my twisted grip, I engage, and I look up. If you can manage to engage this position, you are ready to start your handsprings. If this is too difficult, it means your shoulders aren't open enough for this kind of grip. You can try to do it, but take your risks. You can injure yourself. So now we're going to start with a resistance band. Take my leg, put it inside to the band, and I take my twisted grip here. So in here, my right hand is up and the band is in my right, is also here with my right leg. I swing with my right leg and I jump off from the left one, and I try to manage to turn while I'm doing this. So you look to the floor and then you look up. You don't look in front. Don't look into the mirror here. You're swinging, jumping up, lowering down with control. Now you can do this as much as you can. Remember, if it's too hard, get a thicker band. And one more time, I'm engaging, swinging, lifting. You can tuck your knees and look up and lowering down. With control, always do your both sides. Now, what is really important for beginners is that they usually are doing only the twisted grip handspring, because it seems the easiest grip where to start, but actually the grip can cause injuries. So you can try to do it, but you have to switch to different grips. Start your cup grip and original grip handsprings as soon as you are trying to learn handspring at all. So it's really important to switch your grips. So the technique is just the same. You put your leg into the band. Let's try the cup grip. You go low. Now here in your cup grip, your position is almost the same as before, but you try to bend your upper arm a little bit. So you're trying to pull here. Now the same technique. I swing, I jump, I look up. Here. So if you can see, I'm trying to bend the upper arm. At first it seems really difficult. That's why you always can buy a resistance band and try to do your cup grips and original grips with the band. Now let's try one more with the original grip. The same technique, just the grip changes. Now in the original grip, I like to bend my upper arm a little bit as well to keep it in control. So the same, swing, and I go up and lower down. Resistance band can help you in a lot of exercises. You can even try to do the exercises in invert with a resistance band to just clean your technique and to understand it better. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Cool down after this workout and see you next time. Bye.